Hello and welcome to the Waste of Web Space podcast, episode 54.
Starring
Jimbo
and Fisher.
And we've entitled this podcast...
Pancake. Ain't nothing but a pancake.
There you go, I thought you were just going to say it then.
Well, no, I thought
That's the Bonnie Tyler version though, is it?
Is it well, Rod Stewart sort of covers it quite a lot.
Do you want to do that as well then?
Ain't nothing but a pancake. Go on, you can probably do a better Rod Stewart than me, can't you?
Pancake, nothing but a pancake.
That's quite good, that.
I don't know, I still think that's a bit more Bryan Adams.
Well, maybe, yeah. But it's a reference, of course, to, obviously the song is Heartache by Bonnie Tyler, covered by Rod Stewart, and it's Pancake Day today, isn't it?
It is, it's Flat Yorkshire Pudding Day, as we like to call it in Yorkshire.
Yep.
Is that just me and you call it that?
Possibly, yeah, probably.
Yeah, because they do just technically taste like, I mean, there might be people outside of Yorkshire who listen to this podcast, I'm sure there are, maybe, who have never had a Yorkshire pudding before. And if you want to know what they taste like, Yorkshire puddings, they're basically like fat pancakes, aren't they?
Aerated.
Yeah. And you can get them the same size as a pancake, but just sort of riz round the edge. They're a bit more risen round the edge, and it's like a bit like a crater. Look at it like a pancake that's shaped like a crater. Would you agree with that?
Are we seriously explaining to people what Yorkshire puddings are? If you don't know,
people don't know.
If you don't know what Yorkshire pudding is, switch off right now.
Well, I don't know. I think we've got a we do a public service in telling people a bit more about Yorkshire. I think so.
People have it with a Sunday lunch, surely.
Yeah, but anyway,
Yorkshire puddings.
So it's Pancake Day.
It is.
I can't help to say I was a little bit disappointed. So Pancake Day. What did I get? I got some donuts. Mm-hmm. I got some like pastry type items and things like that. These like special roll things. Bit crepe, really.
Hey.
But anyway, I think we could have done better today with Pancake Day. But yeah, it's okay. Sometimes it just passes you by, doesn't it, without you noticing. And then before you know it, it's Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday.
Can we have hash browns tomorrow?
You give things up for Lent, don't you? What are you giving up?
Pancakes, yeah.
I suppose
you're still doing 100 days with no beer.
I am, yes. I mean, that's partly due to the fact that I've been unwell, and I'm still a little bit unwell.
Have you got your numbers?
In terms of how many days, I think I am on to 56 days.
56
of not drinking.
That is good going.
Yeah. Although there is a bit of jeopardy, as I said that I'm not too well at the moment. I've just started another course of antibiotics literally before the podcast started, and you know what the good news is?
Yeah.
Or what the interesting news is, rather? 1 in 10 people who take this particular antibiotic get severe diarrhea.
Right, okay.
So whether or not I'll still be at the end of the episode, who knows?
Shame we've got no sound effects ready. I could have got some great sound effects ready for that. Now, so you say you're unwell. Obviously, coronavirus has reached Sheffield now.
Yep. But as far as I'm aware, I haven't got that.
And it is, I think there's been a lot of... it's in Sheffield, a bit of panic about that, isn't there? But actually, it's in a very special... ward, isn't it? That's about sort of contagious viruses and diseases and stuff like that. My brother was in it not long ago. I'm really not lying. He caught some weird sort of glandular fever and gastroenteritis or something at the same time. This is quite a long time ago though, so don't worry. He's fine now. Okay. But anyway.
I was intrigued today, actually, if we're going to just sort of run across the coronavirus, but there's a hotel in Tenerife that's been put on lockdown, apparently.
All right, okay.
If you saw that today. I stayed at the hotel next to that last year. Yeah, so I went already. So, but fingers crossed I haven't got it anyway.
No, apparently the symptoms, again, doing a bit of a public service support here.
The symptoms there, Homer, Marge.
Well, no, with this particular virus, it's, like most things like that, they appear to be colds or whatever. The way that you tell that this isn't this is coronavirus rather than a cold is that it's a very dry cold, so you don't have a runny nose.
Oh, right, okay.
You don't have you don't sneeze, so it's just very dry.
So basically,
very raspy.
The main symptom of having this cold is not having a cold.
Yeah, basically.
Your nose doesn't run, you don't sneeze.
No,
apparently you've got a cold.
You've got a dry sort of cough, and it becomes respiratory problems. Is apparently it. Okay. A couple of things from the last podcast. I noticed that we. I've mentioned now for the last 2 podcasts in the row pandas, which I thought was
3 now by the looks of it.
Yeah, well there you go, 3. I was looking to see if there was a panda thing in there, but can't find any sort of recent panda news, unfortunately. But
Pandas come from China, as do this coronavirus. Do you think they started it?
We do. I don't think we've got any reference to the police in this episode yet.
No, okay.
Or the Fiats either.
Fiat pandas, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think we're going to be covering any of that today. But just as a fact, we've mentioned pandas in the last 2 podcasts before today.
We got very
And that was
close.
the third one.
Pancake instead of panda.
Exactly, we were trying. We could have had a panda-shaped pancake.
Yeah. Have we mentioned that? Have we mentioned before that the coronavirus is a pandemic?
No.
No.
And I don't think there's any pandas who have had any Twitter feuds with Piers Morgan either, which is something I'll be covering a little bit later on as part of a quiz for Fisher. But speaking of quizzes, since it is Pancake Day and we've been talking about Pancake Day, do you want to have a very quick Pancake Day quiz?
I can do. This is probably the longest introduction I think we've ever had, but let's keep going. Let's keep going.
So, what 2 names are not a name for Pancake Day? Fat Tuesday. That's just every podcasting episode for us, isn't it? Shrove Tuesday. Thin Out Tuesday. Mardi Gras. Or Midweek Morning.
Well, I know, obviously, Shrove Tuesday is officially what Pancake Day is called. And is it fat, thin? I don't know for certain, but I think there is some kind of connection between. This might be wrong, and I might be about to make it look very stupid. But I think there is a connection between pancakes and New Orleans. So I wonder if Mardi Gras Tuesday is the right answer as well.
So there's 2 that aren't real there.
2 that aren't real. Okay, so that's one that is.
So
what was the other option?
Fat Tuesday, Shrove Tuesday, Thin Out Tuesday, Mardi Gras, or Midweek Morning.
So I think the ones that aren't will be Midweek Morning, because that don't really make much sense, and then either Fat or Thin Tuesday.
Which one?
So I think it's going to be Fat Tuesday, because the pancake... No, I think it's going to be... Yeah, Fat Tuesday. It's going to be Fat Tuesday that isn't.
Isn't one.
Isn't.
You would be... Are you ready to find out?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. Wrong. What a surprise.
So you only got one wrong, though. It's Thin Out Tuesday
Thin
that
Out.
Isn't a real one.
Right.
It's Fat Tuesday that is a real one, okay?
Yeah. I was wondering, because with the pancakes being so thin, it might be named after that.
Possibly. But no, it's about people stuffing their faces with pancakes. For sure.
Right, okay.
Next, the first pancake race.
Yep, so
I'm not sure what's racing, whether it's the pancakes being rolled down a hill or you're running with a pancake, frisbeeing pancakes. Yeah. The first pancake race was in which year? 1066, 1445, 1802, 1914.
1066. Do we think during the Battle of Hastings he said, "Sorry lads, just stop here. We're just going to have to race the pancakes."
No, I've got an arrow in my eye, but I'm just going to finish this race if that's okay with a pancake. Yeah.
So I don't think it's 1066.
Okay.
1445. So that's probably around the time of Queen Elizabeth, maybe a little bit before. Did they have pancakes in those days? Ooh, I don't think so. I'm not so keen. So what are the other options? 1802 and
you've got 1802 and 1914.
1940. So I can't imagine during the outbreak of World War One they had a ceasefire, just have a bit of a pancake race against the Germans.
Well, they had to stop for a football match, didn't they?
That was Christmas Day.
Oh, fair enough.
Not Pancake Day.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe on Pancake Day they had a ceasefire as well. Who knows? But I'm going to say 1802.
1445 was...
2:45.
Yeah, there you go. The only pancake race has been held since 1445. The contestants, traditionally women, carry a frying pan and race over a 415-yard course to the finishing line. The event is followed by a church service. Traditionally women. Yeah. Can't we take part 2?
Yeah, oh dear. Well, we're going to get onto the Piers Morgan quiz in a bit. Where did you say? Onley, did you say?
Yes.
So is that Buckinghamshire?
On Olney, in Buckinghamshire. Yeah, there you go. Well done. You're very knowledgeable. Yeah. Next then, can you name one of the rules of the game?
What game?
Of the pancake race.
Pancake. Oh, I presume part of it must involve flipping. So I think you have to make sure you flip at least every 100 yards. Oh, well, not to drop your pancake, presumably.
It's all about getting your wording right, I think, here as well on this particular one. So you've said so. What are you locking in there?
I'm going to say you've got to not drop your pancake.
Not drop your pancake, okay?
Yeah.
So the rules are: I won't give you a cheers on this one. Not that you're not getting it wrong. Contestants have to toss their pancake at both the start and the finish. Mm-hmm. So you start, quick toss at the start, and a quick toss at the end.
Yeah.
That's like most weeks. Anyway, contestants have to wear an apron.
Apron.
Well, if you're tossing, you've got to wear an apron. You don't want you going everywhere.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Hopefully it'll wipe clean.
And a scarf.
All right. Okay.
When men want to participate, they must dress up as a housewife, usually in an apron and a bandana. Now, is that because they've got to like they can only enter. They've got to fool people into thinking they're women, or it's just part of the tradition that you've got to dress as a woman.
I presume you have to dress as a woman nowadays.
So you said stuff about tossing or flipping, so I'll kind of give you that one, I think.
Okay.
Next then, why are pancakes traditionally made on Shrove Tuesday?
Well, I think it's in terms of giving, to say earlier on, giving it up for Lent. Presumably Lent was sort of the Bible's version of, Stoptober or Dry January kind of thing. Yes, give something up. So I think it was that. I think is it 6 weeks before Easter? I can't remember the exact day. Is it Monday, Thursday, 6 weeks before, or that you're giving something up?
You're kind of on the right track. So it's to use all the rich, tasty food up before Lent. So all that rich, tasty food like flour and eggs.
Yeah.
I think traditionally, but yeah, you're meant to eat less of that as well. So yeah, there you go. Then next, but I suppose it's the things you put on your pancakes as well. So you can put like quite a lot of stuff on, can't you? Which sport other than the pancake race is traditionally connected to Shrove Tuesday?
Which sport?
Do you want to select?
Go on, I'll have a selection. Yeah.
Skittles, which I think is like bowling.
Yeah.
I don't think it refers to the sweets.
Well, I think Skittles. I mean, I know someone who, because 10-pin bowling used to be banned, so I know someone who a popular sport became sort of 9-pin bowling instead of Skittles.
Yeah.
Which is, because it was banned.
Did you used to work at a bowling alley?
No.
You didn't?
No.
I thought you told me you did, but it was just for a little bit, weren't it?
Yeah, I had a job 10-pin there.
Ah, there you go.
Sorry.
I try and set him up.
We're leading up to that, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to set him up, but anyway. Mob football.
All right, yeah.
Rugby or mud wrestling.
I think mob football probably sounds about right. On these days...
Can you describe what is mob football?
Well, just football in general.
Is that Millwall and Chelsea?
Just, do you not watch Wednesday Barnsley the other week? I think it's just where the entire village plays, isn't it? I think if they're at one of these events where they're out doing pancake type things, I think a mob football game might ensue.
Right, okay.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
it's
okay.
mob football. There you go. So apparently, though, this is really interesting. Many British towns have an history of Shrove Tuesday mob football games dating back far back as the 12th century, but the practice mostly died out in the 19th century after the passing of the 1835 Highway Act, which banned football from public highways.
Oh, right, okay.
Imagine someone having a kickabout on M1.
Yeah.
Next then, the biggest pancake ever made was cooked in Rochdale in 1994. What was its diameter in metres? 1 point. 1 point for getting within 1 metre of the correct answer. So you'll get the correct answer if you get within a metre.
Right, okay. So, how big... I mean...
Diameter's like all the way across.
It is, yeah. I'm going to say the diameter of it was twice as big as the radius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's accurate, but...
Yeah.
You can tell me what the radius was then.
Okay. I giving 0.5 metres tolerance there, yeah. I think these things are normally quite big, aren't they? I mean, if it's the biggest in the world, it's going to be big anyway. And because it's popular around here, isn't it? Is it Denbigh where they build massive pies all the time? So Rochdale's obviously do pancake. So I'm going to say it is maybe 30 metres across.
You are wrong. Half the size, 15.1 metre. That would have been hard to toss, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but 15 metres is not exactly easy.
Remember footballer Grant Holt?
I do, yes.
He used to play for Rochdale.
Did he?
Possibly that pancake, if you remember what he looked like as well. Anyway, never mind. Number 7. You ready?
Yep.
What is the height of the biggest pancake toss?
Oh, so who's tossed a pancake the highest?
The highest, yeah. What was the highest?
Well, it'd have to be a proper non-stick pan, obviously, and you have to have a bit of a lip to properly fling it up.
You need to not be indoors as well, ideally.
But they're quite light, aren't they, is the thing. So I get the impression they wouldn't fly that well. But I think you could probably toss it...
Does it mean you've got to have caught it, though, for it to be a proper toss? You think?
I don't think
because anyone could just throw a pancake really high up in the air and then just let it drop on the floor.
Well, yeah, but if you're in enough space, you'll be able to run underneath it and catch it, won't you? So I mean,
it's a real silly idea, especially if you've not cooked it properly. You could end up with egg on your face.
So
I think that deserved. I don't know about you, but that. Thank you very much. Yeah.
What's his measured in? Feet, meters?
Meters.
I think someone flung it maybe. I think 25 meters.
You're going too high again today, Fisher. 9 metres, 47 centimetres. Well, we'll get you on next podcast then, shall we? Trying to throw a pancake.
Yeah.
The record-breaking flip was made in 2010 by Dominic Cuzacrea at the Walden Galleria Mall in Chickasaw. Is that right? Chickasaw, New York.
All right, Carl.
Chickasaw, New York. What is the record for the most tosses of a pancake in 1 minute?
Oh, I think you could probably do about one a second. So I'm going to say about 60.
Oh, you've gone too low this time.
Too low.
140.
140. What, every 0.5 seconds tossing your pancake.
Must be just really quick.
All right.
Like a really quick tossing movement.
All right, okay, that's enough. We are videoing this podcast again, by the way, if anyone's interested. How long's this introduction lasting anyway? We've not even played that's the theme tune we have part way through.
Well, I'll do it in a minute.
Okay.
This is, and I'm getting thirsty.
Yeah, well, we can get the beers in, can't we?
So,
I'll have to be careful.
The fastest flipper is an Australian chef, Brad Jolly, who it will be Jolly after.
Yeah.
Who set his record in 2012. Okay,
I suppose he is jolly.
You've only got 2 more. Mm-hmm. Why does Lent last for 40 days?
Because Noah's Ark was 40 days and 40 nights, so it's the same as Lent. I've completely made that up. I don't know. I don't know why it is 40 days. I presume it leads into sort of Easter Sunday and Good Friday.
Jesus spent 40 days in the desert. Oh, sorry, desert. See, when you're doing
pancakes.
When you're doing pancakes, it's quite easy to make that mistake, isn't it? But yeah, So there you go. We spent 40 days in the desert.
All right. Well, we probably spent a certain amount of days somewhere else as well. We don't have pancakes.
It's better than 40 days in Barnsley, isn't it? Let's face it. I'm sorry. I'm joking. Next, true or false? Sundays are not counted in the 40 days of Lent.
Sundays. I think that's are or not. I don't think they. I think
not.
I think they are counted in the 40 days of Lent. I don't see why they would be excluded.
Fisher.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the worst quizzes you've ever done for answers. You've got it wrong. They're not counted. So Lent's even longer, technically, although I suppose you can fill your face and eat what you want on there.
It's day of rest anyway, so you shouldn't be doing anything.
Yeah, you shouldn't be tossing, should you?
Yeah.
On a Sunday. So you can eat pancakes on a Sunday if you want to.
Right.
Is that right? Anyway.
Right.
You go. Did you enjoy that?
It was alright, yeah. Go on, let's...
Welcome to the Waste of Websites podcast. 17 minutes in. Yeah. Should we get started now?
I think that introduction was too long. Should we start again? So we're going to have a drink anyway.
Yeah, I am.
So,
have you got it?
No, I've not got it.
Where's it gone?
I don't know. I've got some... last time I had some Emerge energy. This time I've got some LVS energy drink because I'm still feeling unwell.
Do you remember when this happened last time?
Well, did you bring it upstairs with you? Or did you leave it downstairs?
I can't remember, actually. What's that down there? That's not it.
That's not it. That's a different... Oh, it's here. Is this it?
No, that's not it either. That's the one from last time. It's here, look.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. That's what happens when I lost my beer. I thought I'd be running back down to the car. There you go. You've got it, haven't you?
I'm cracking into this.
Can you not see I've got my hands full? I'm chief button presser and everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Bottle opener.
Here we go. Come on up.
Unprepared.
Unprepared? You didn't know where your bottle of beer was. And I get told it's from Loxley Brewery.
Yep.
Which is based in, presumably Sheffield. Guess which area of Sheffield it's based in?
Loxley.
How did he guess?
It's not called, the beer's not called, if you look at the side, the name of the beer's on the side.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't talking about the name of the beer.
Okay.
I was talking about the brewery first, wasn't I? Which was Loxley Brewery. The beer is called Gunson. I'm not sure what that's a reference to.
No idea.
Don't they fix lawnmowers in Hillsborough? Gunsons. Bit of free advertising there for your Gunsons, by the way. But it's a beer that's presumably claims to be light and hoppy with taste of citrus or something like that. That's what most of them claim to be, isn't it? So who really cares that much? It's an IPA. Citra IPA. Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's obviously claimed that Robin Hood was from Loxley, isn't it?
I don't get it, because some people say France, some people say Nottingham, some people say Loxley. Is that the same Loxley, or is it Nottingham Loxley?
It's the same Loxley.
Is it?
There you go.
I never knew that.
It's which is why Doncaster and Sheffield Airport is named, or was at one point named as the Robin Hood. Doncaster and Sheffield Airport, wasn't it?
Because somebody used to steal things from the duty free and give them to the poor?
Yes, named after the baggage handlers who did that.
Steal them from the duty free and give them to themselves.
But it's claimed that a lot of his robbing from the rich and giving to the poor, or robbing from the poor, giving to the rich, wherever it is, who cares, happened in Loxley as opposed to in sort of Sherwood Forest and around that area.
Okay, very interesting. Thank you. And the beer's very nice as well.
Yeah.
Shame you're still missing out.
As for LVS, well, I have no idea.
Okay then, should we have a quick look at the news?
Yeah, well, it's really annoying because I'd actually prepared my own pancake quiz for you, so...
Oh, anyway, what we got then? So, well, we've already mentioned that sort of coronavirus is now in Sheffield, but in a very secure, contagious illnesses and diseases and viruses unit, so hopefully it won't go any further than that.
Yep.
But you never know.
Yes, well, I've coughed there, and obviously... Okay, I think you presumably can still cough with coronavirus, can't you?
I mean, it's. They say that the people that it's most, it would affect the most, and people more likely to die from it is either the very young with weak or developing immune systems, or the very very old.
Oh, thank God for that. We'll be fine though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dot Cotton's leaving EastEnders.
Oh.
Yeah. So Dot Cotton, June Brown, leaving EastEnders, isn't she?
Yes, I believe so. She's already left. She says she's not going back.
Yeah, so she can't even be properly written out, can she, I suppose, unless they write her out off screen. Although EastEnders have sort of said, well, we hope she'll come back still, so we're not going to write her out just yet.
But they can write her out and bring her back anyway, did it, with Dirty Dan, Leslie Grantham, didn't they?
They could do, but apparently she got a bit of the face on with the storylines that they gave her, so she decided not to go back, hasn't she? So
okay.
She's quite outspoken, I think, is Dot Cotton. I think like sort of the character themselves. Yeah. And of course, her son died in it as well, Nasty Nick Cotton.
Oh, right.
He died as well.
Yeah. Was he formerly a thief of sort of material, Nick Cotton?
Possibly. Anyway, that's enough about Dot Cotton. I don't think there's anything else much more to say about her. So we could do a Dot Cotton quiz one day, maybe.
How's she entertaining herself nowadays? Is she doing various things in puzzle books, doing dot to dot?
Possibly. Yeah. That is a good one, yeah.
Is she learning how to do Morse code? Dot and dash cotton?
I don't know, Fisher.
But yes, so Dot Cotton is leaving EastEnders. We've had floods around here.
Again? It seems like we're talking about this every podcast.
Yeah, we've not mentioned that since last couple of weeks. We've had Storm Kira and Storm Dennis, and that sort of brought a lot of flooding. We had floods before Christmas round here. Obviously, we had Boris Johnson, Jeremy Corbyn, a lot of senior politicians visiting the area. However, it's not election time now, so no one's been to visit. But,
no, of course not. What's nothing to be pictured doing. So should we just do it? Should we just go out in Chapeltown with it? I mean, to be fair, do you want Boris Johnson coming up and trying to mop up after the attempt that he made last time?
No,
smearing the mud and the water around everywhere.
Dishing it around everywhere.
You don't want that, do you? Maybe they would come if they wanted to, or wherever the floods may be, of course, if they knew that they could visit somebody who was working as a naked cleaner.
I think Boris Johnson would certainly be interested in that.
He would, wouldn't he? So I spotted this story. 35-year-old Claire O'Connor, who was already working a cleaner, decided she'd just sort of start offering her services out as a naked cleaner.
All right.
And she charges £95 for the fully naked cleaning per hour.
£95 an hour?
Per hour. Or, if you can't afford that, Fisher, £85 for topless, £75 for lingerie, or an outfit such as a French maid.
Right.
Such as a French maid. Maybe more outfits, who knows? Do you think they can change their mind as they're there? Like, you might have her there in the French maid outfit and you might, I'll chuck another tenner at this.
Yeah. You know. But you have to, if you've gone halfway through, you'd only want to pay an extra £5 for the rest of the hour, wouldn't you? I mean, you wouldn't pay full rate for a full hour if you're not getting the full hour, would you? I mean, But £95 an hour?
It's quite a lot, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah. She told her husband, Rob, 39, about the idea. He thought it was a joke, but he eventually came round to it.
Yeah. I wonder what about his wife earning £95 an hour that's soon sway him to turn his mind.
Tell you what, this cleaning's not getting done in our house. I'm gonna go look for another one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go down to Lapland and I'll be back in it.
£95 an hour.
It is expensive, isn't it? But
do you know if she had much uptake on the services?
Well, I mean, it's made the newspapers, so whether she was trying to get a bit more, like, sort of promote the services more. It's based in Kent, so it depends how many people down there require the cleaning services, and so on. Claire said that her husband is on board with it, he's fine. He knows what kind of person I am. I'm a little bit crazy, and he knows it's not to do with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'd suspect there'll be plenty of people who wanted to come round and give certain things a polish, won't they? So
exactly.
Good on her. Carry on, I say. But about the storms, though, you know what my favourite bit about the storms was?
Yep.
Do you know what washed up around the coast of Ireland?
No idea.
No idea.
Was it some sort of whale?
It wasn't a whale. It was a little bit bigger than a whale. Surprisingly, it was actually a ship.
Oh yeah.
A ghost ship. And it was 80 metres long. It's about 260 feet. A cargo ship. It had been, apparently this particular ship had been, in 2018, had been caught in a storm near Bermuda, I think it was. There was a storm about to get there. They took all the crew off the ship and just left the ship there. It's just been floating around.
All right,
And it washed up on the coast of Ireland.
Right.
Literally on the rocks. There's an 80-metre ship just there.
Well, that must have sort of brought some tourism to the area, if anything. It would be interesting to see a
Some
ghost ship,
some people went just to have a look at it. Yeah.
Have they left it there as well?
Well, the thing is that it costs to get rid of it, doesn't it? So,
Yeah.
And ultimately, it's still the responsibility of the owners of the ship. We don't seem to have taken much care of it over the last 18 months because they let it just float around the sea.
There's loads of parking fines stuck all over it.
But apparently, it had only been reported as there's only one previous occasion where someone had said, "Actually, there's a ship floating around the sea there that was gone near," and that was about 9 months ago. When
I think they might want it back now that it's been found and it's okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what there must be a fair amount of scrap value in it, surely, if it's 80 metres long. But I don't know. So, I mean, you kind of see all kind of washed up things nowadays. But yeah, an 80-metre ship I thought was quite different and quite interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So somewhere I've been this weekend, Nando's.
Oh, right.
There's a story about Nando's that you spotted.
There was, yes.
And I booked under the name, Jimbo,
Yep.
because that's my name.
Yep.
And I was served, and I had plenty of chicken,
Yep.
and I was very happy with the service and the food. Unfortunately, it wasn't like that for everyone, was it?
Wasn't like that for everyone, no. There was a news reporter, I think his name is Robert Chicken,
Yeah.
and he turned up at the restaurant, and apparently if it's full at Nando's, which, I mean, the idea of it being full at Nando's is quite preposterous, because it's a long time since I've been at Nando's, probably not been the last 10 years or so. But if you go to Nando's and it's full, you put your name down a little thing, you tell them what your name is, and then you go and sit down and they'll shout you across and say, your table's ready. I would say, it was called Robert Chicken, I think, this fella.
Robert Chicken.
Yeah, and he said, can I take your name? He said, Mr. Chicken. So he said, yeah, no problem. Wrote it down, and then another member of staff's shift started, and looking through the list of people who were waiting for tables, so he said, Mr. Chicken, and she assumed it was a joke, so he didn't get given a table.
They crossed it off.
Yeah. Obviously, Nando's apologised profusely. That was from their spokesman, Dave Spokesman, who gave the quote from there.
Well, I heard he was absolutely fuming, Mr. Chicken. So obviously he didn't get his food, so he was quite hungry. So he got on the online app, through Just Eat and things like that. I think he went, to one of those kind of websites. He ordered himself a KFC. Exactly the same thing happened again.
And he was really annoyed because to get there, he had to cross the road. But yes, that was Mr. Chicken. What else has been in the news? Should we talk about Lord Sugar and his watch?
You can do if you want.
Lord Sugar, he's got a new watch.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
no, he actually hasn't got a new watch. In this time of... Yeah, it's a tough time, is it, nowadays? There's so much sort of... We're a lot more aware of people who may be disadvantaged, and there's so much encouragement not to sort of be brash and sort of... and kind of, flash your cash around. Lord Sugar, a few weeks ago...
Unless you're Boris Johnson and you've got a good couple of ideas about building bridges and various things. So, just to butt in there...
No, that's all right.
Just remembered that Boris Johnson, what he's like about... He's got a thing about bridges, hasn't he?
He builds a bridge to the heart of many women, doesn't he? and then knocks it down quite swiftly afterwards.
Or can't afford it.
Yeah.
But he's recently had the new vision of building a bridge from Scotland to Ireland. Is that right? Is that him?
Well, Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland, yeah. Is that him?
Yes, yeah. I think he's set up a...
Why is he so obsessed with building ridiculously long bridges? Has he not seen what's going on outside?
Well, yes, there is that. I mean, he did try and... But he basically suggesting that the sea level is going to float so much that Ireland might disappear. Right. So it might be irrelevant. But no, his previous attempt was a garden bridge over the River Thames, which, to be fair, isn't that far. But obviously, I think is about 18 miles, this bridge, potentially.
Yeah. And
what I think...
Wasn't he considering doing something similar for England and France as well, over the Channel Tunnel or something? Right, I'm sure he was...
I may have seen that. I think what I'd like to do maybe is why don't we utilise the Isle of Man, which is Because that's a prime location.
Put Boris Johnson there and just leave him there and that's it.
Just leave it, yeah.
Build a bridge, let him go across it, knock the bridge down.
Yeah, leave him there. No, I was thinking, because the Isle of Man is sort of like actually in the middle of the Irish Sea, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you could probably get 4 bridges going across to it. One from England, one from Wales, one down from Scotland, one across from Northern Ireland.
What I kind of understand, though, is like weather and stuff, you know. Like, you know, we've got the Humber Bridge not too far away, but that often is closed because of weather. Like, is it just not going to be more problems? You'd have thought so, but perhaps he's not thought it through. What's the chances of that? He's been busy reshuffling his cabinet, though, hasn't he? Is one of his things, which basically involved him telling his Chancellor that he was going to sack all his aides. Yeah. Oh, was it? I thought it was him trying to rearrange the pictures of all his kids in his cabinet and which one comes to the front. He has to put some at the front and then move them to the back, and then when he has I need a bigger cabinet. Yes. Can we go to IKEA? Get 2 more, please. Yeah. Well, I'll just send his dad to do anything like that for him. Yeah. But yeah, he sacked the Chancellor, and he sacked the Chancellor on the basis that he wanted to remove all of the Chancellor's special aides, and the Chancellor said, Sajid Javid said, no, I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to resign as Chancellor. So he basically got his assistant in as Chancellor. And his assistant has immediately upset a very important brand close to our hearts. Yep. Loxley Brewery. No, sorry. Yorkshire Tea. Yorkshire Tea. He tweeted a picture saying, I'm having a lovely cup of Yorkshire because he's an MP based in Yorkshire, isn't he? Yeah. It was a huge bag of tea bags, wasn't it? The one he had with him. He'd got 1,040 tea bags in it, I think. Which is, well, a lot of tea bags. Probably about a year's worth if you have 3 a day, depending on how much tea you drink. Can I tell you what I've started doing? So just to, I know we've gone off topic quite a lot here, but recently I've started to train myself how to throw tea bags across the room into the cup when I make a cup of tea. Really? To try and... Do you imagine? Yeah, and if I keep doing it, because I have 2-3 cups of teas a day. If I throw that many tea bags and try and get that accurate, I could do it. You know, like a bartender gets really good at spinning glasses and catching them behind and, you know, doing all. I'm thinking I could do the same with tea. I could be an expert tea maker. I can throw tea bags across the room. So I've been learning it. I've been getting better. More on that in future episodes. Yeah, maybe give you a demo one time. I will do. We can do it live on the podcast. Do you imagine you're playing darts when you're doing it? No, I kind of go for an underarm actually. All right. Okay. So. Yeah, underarm in darts not very cool, is it? No. Not very good. So yes, he's irked Yorkshire Tea, but he tweeted about he irked Yorkshire Tea. He tweeted about how nice he was, and then loads of people started giving Yorkshire Tea a lot of abuse. Yeah, and Yorkshire Tea kind of said, "Look, this is nothing to do with us. We didn't ask him to do it." So yeah. What interested me is have you seen the picture of the kitchen he was in? The cupboards in there were lockable. All right, okay. I mean, what do you think happens at Tory head office or in the Treasury? But Yorkshire Tea's special, though, isn't it? Like, I would lock Yorkshire Tea away. Would I lock Tetley's or PG Tips away? Not sure. Yorkshire Tea, though, I think it's like, you know, I've got a box of Yorkshire Tea at work in my drawer, and I like to hide them because everybody wants the Yorkshire Tea bags. So, so what we were talking about originally, I've completely lost track. Lord Sugar. Thank you. There you go. Which coincidentally you do need in your tea if you take sugar in your tea. So. It all joins back in. What a great bit of planning this is. To the untrained eye, it looks like we don't know what we're talking about, but actually we've got it all worked out, and we all keep looping back to one central theme. We have absolutely no idea. Lord Sugar. In a world where we're meant to be nice to each other, not meant to show off, not meant to brag that much, Lord Sugar tweeted, in capital letters, Rolex assistants, are any of my followers a Rolex dealer? If so, let me know. I am after a new watch. This is all in capitals, by the way. And Rolex are only interested in Roger Federer and won't assist my usual dealer to get me the watch. Brackets, Batman. which I assume is a type of Rolex watch. So if anyone, on behalf of Lord Sugar, that well-known millionaire, if anyone could assist him in getting a new Rolex, it would be appreciated. Don't bother. Leave him. Leave him to it. Instead, why not try and give a donation to a homeless charity or something like that, or someone who actually needs the money and assistance? Yeah. But there we go. Has there been much else in the news? Well, I think we could finish off with this one. I suppose it's sad news, isn't it, really? Is it? What we're looking at? Oh, Kirk Douglas has died. Yeah. That is very sad news, because I'm actually Kirk Douglas's biggest fan. No, I'm his biggest fan. No, I'm his biggest fan. No, I'm his biggest fan. I'm his biggest fan. No, I think I am. Oh, well. Anyway, before we go, one last news story. Oh, go on. And this is my favourite news story that I've seen. A policeman in New Hampshire. Yeah. He was working at a one-person police station, where he was the one person. And
the kind of wider area sheriff's office or police
So we have
force.
mentioned pandas. I didn't think we had anything to do with the police, but we've got the pandas in
Panda
there.
car, yeah. The wider areas came up to him and said, really sorry, we're going to have to make you redundant. We're shutting this police station down, to which you're the only person who works here, so that's kind of you out of a job. So do you know what he did? He didn't want to be... Ultimately, the uniform he was wearing, his police uniform, wasn't his property, because it belonged to the police. And he didn't want to be walking along in clothes that weren't his and that he didn't own. Do you know what he did? He took them off. Took them off, left them at the police station, and walked home in his boxer shorts.
And nobody could arrest him for public indecency because they'd closed the police station down.
He was the only policeman there that wasn't there anymore, so nothing was wrong.
People might have mistakenly thought he was the naked cleaner.
It could have been, yeah. If he was carrying a couple of feather dusters around with him, which might be a bit strange for a policeman. He said he handed his shotgun back and handcuffs. And all that. Actually, I expect that cleaner probably does carry some handcuffs around with us. So, yeah.
Okay, do you want? So are we going to go with yours first? Because yours is probably might take a bit longer than what mine will.
I don't know. I've got a bit
We're
of
talking about quizzes here, aren't we?
Yeah, I've got a bit of a. We've got a quiz about Instagram followers. This could maybe lead to an announcement that we're about to open up our own Instagram account.
We could do.
I don't know if we thought about that.
Have we got anything to put on it?
Well, no, but no.
It'd just be us, like every episode, just like this.
Neither has anyone else, but we could think about doing it.
That's worth a thought.
I was interested.
Would you follow our Instagram account, listeners? I mean, you don't follow our Twitter account, so
I think have we
something else to not follow.
Got about 60 60 Twitter followers, something like that.
We're creeping up, aren't we? We're trying.
I've got my own Instagram.
We need to start giving out incentives, like giving free things away. Look, anything you can see in this room, apart from the microphones, apart from the
computer,
spit guards, the computer,
spit guards. I mean, come on, we're not that uncultured.
Pop filters.
Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah.
Apart from the cupboards, any pictures you can see, Fisher's headphones, Fisher's shirts. You could give your shirts away.
Well, who'd want them? I put a shirt on especially for this. You're wearing black again, yeah.
We'll think about it anyway.
So I thought, because my personal Instagram account, I've got about 30 odd followers. I'm not sure about how many you've got yourself, but I thought I was intrigued as to how many followers some sort of celebrities have got, and who the most followed accounts are on Instagram. So I thought I'd run through a bit of a quiz as to who's got the most followed Instagram accounts. So,
is it the Naked Cleaner?
It's not the Naked Cleaner, not yet. Do you know which account is actually the most followed on Instagram?
I believe it is. Although,
and it's not a person, by the way.
It's not a person.
It's not a person.
Is it? Was this in the news not long ago as being a bit of a jokey thing? That
you might be thinking about people posting a picture of an egg.
Yeah.
But that's obviously that. I believe that is the most Instagrammed picture or liked picture. But that's obviously slightly different to being the most followed account.
So it's not a person.
Not a person, no.
Is it a creature?
It isn't, no.
So is it some sort of brand?
Yes.
Is it Instagram?
It is Instagram itself, yes.
Why would you follow Instagram?
I don't know. Perhaps people get confused when they're using the app. But can you remember when you used to go on MySpace?
I'm going to change my name to Instagram.
Can you remember when you used to go on MySpace?
Yeah.
And it used to be someone called Tom who owned it, who everyone followed.
And he never changed his picture.
Yeah, just there in a white shirt.
Has he changed it yet, do you think?
Well, I thought so.
We'll find out for the next episode. That's your own work.
Okay, I'll find out for next episode. So Instagram is the most followed account. But after that, who is the most followed account? Is it Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Really? Okay, I didn't think it would be either of them two. I had it down for somebody else who I don't want to ruin your quiz, so shall I not say anything?
Well, that person may or may not come up during the quiz, so you can maybe, if it does, then obviously reference them. If not, we'll pick it up later on.
Okay. So, can I reference them now?
Well, so we'll wait to see if they come up in the quiz, and then we can reference them when they do. Because I don't know who that person's going to be.
Okay, I'm going to go Cristiano Ronaldo.
And you would be correct.
I mean, I've sort of purely based that on the fact that I think more people like to look at Cristiano Ronaldo than they do Lionel Messi.
Hey.
Now, it's not about the better footballer on this occasion, but that's what I would hazard a guess at.
I'm not too sure on that front as to the exact reasons for following him. But yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo's got about 204 million followers, and Lionel Messi about 143, so he's got about an extra 60 million on him.
Are they the top two follow people, did you say?
They are not, no, but they're the top two most followed footballers.
Oh, footballers, fair enough, okay. Yeah.
There is another footballer, they're both in the top 10. So Cristiano Ronaldo 2nd, Messi 8th. There is another footballer in the top 10. Who is it? Is it Neymar or David Beckham?
Good. Interesting. I'm going to go... let's go Neymar.
Neymar, you would be correct. He's got 134 million followers to David Beckham's 61 million.
Oh, quite a lot more then, yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit more. Beckham
More than double.
ends up, he is about 30-something on the list. 34th on the list.
Okay.
So, well done to David Beckham. We've got a bit more coming up about him in a moment. So, which member of the Kardashian-Jenner clan is the most followed? Is it the person who broke the internet with a fat arse, Kim Kardashian? Or is it Kylie Jenner?
I've got a feeling that this is what's changed recently. I think it used to be Kim Kardashian, but it's changed recently, and it's now Jenner. Is that right?
Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner, I knew that.
Yeah. Do you not know if you don't know your Kardashians, mate, you need to keep up with them, is all I need to say.
Well, I mean, sorry about that, but...
it is, and you'll be right, it is Kylie Jenner.
So you see, I do pay attention to something.
I mean, I don't know Kylie Jenner that well. I'm more a fan of Kendall Jenner, personally. But,
right, okay.
Each to their own on that front. But yeah, she's got...
I know someone called Jenna Taylor. That isn't a true fact. I'm not going to it any more than that, but let's leave it there because they're local.
Yes.
But what a name. Yeah. What a name.
Kylie Jenner, 163 million followers. Kim Kardashian, 161 million.
Okay.
So quite a lot. I mean, thinking back to Cristiano Ronaldo, 204 million. So that's what, 0.2 billion? So what, 7 billion
how many has
people
Kylie Jenner got then?
163 million.
So still less than Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo was second.
Oh, behind Instagram. That's off. Okay, fair enough, yeah.
So, after David Beckham, who is the UK's... out of all the people in the UK, David Beckham is the most followed person on Instagram.
And do we know what number he is?
It was about 34, something
like
that.
In the whole world list, yeah.
About 34 in the whole world, yeah.
Okay.
Who is the second... Out of all UK citizens, who has the second biggest following? Is it Adele or Emma Watson?
Interesting. I think... I'm presuming they are both on Instagram.
Well, it'd be a bit of a silly question if they weren't.
And they're both quite... They don't come across as people who are kind of very, maybe that's why they get a lot of followers, but they don't come across as the kind of people who are very, they're going to put a lot on there, or a lot out there. They seem quite private people. But I would say Adele seems more private than Emma Watson, maybe, and Emma Watson doesn't... Not that Adele doesn't, but I know Emma Watson's got a lot of sort of more charity and politically campaigning type
some
stuff.
Humanitarian work
And so on. So I'm going to go Emma Watson.
Emma Watson, you'd be correct.
I'm doing really well. This is one of the best quizzes I've done so far.
Well, you've got one right, so yeah.
I've got loads right now.
I think you've got almost all of them right so far.
Exactly, all of them, I think, yeah.
So Adele, 33 million. And Emma Watson, she's in the top 50 with about 54 million. I suspect about 53 million of them are sort of pervy old blokes at a guess, but yeah.
Adele said, never mind, I'll follow someone like you.
Interesting, Emma Watson. Daniel Radcliffe doesn't add... From what I can see, I can't see Daniel Radcliffe's Instagram account. I don't think he's got an official account. I think he's got quite a lot of fan accounts, but not an official Daniel Radcliffe account.
I mean, he don't want Voldemort to find him, does he, sir?
Of course, yeah, that's it.
He could block Voldemort.
He's still looking for Horcruxes or whatever it is. So Emma Watson, 54 million.
Yeah.
Do you know how many Rupert Grint has got? Have a guess for Rupert Grint. Plays Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter films.
How many accidentally follow him thinking he's Ed Sheeran?
Of course, yeah, he was in the videos, wasn't he?
So,
Emma Watson, 54 million. 54, Emma Watson.
Let's say 10 million.
280,000.
Oh, right.
So,
wow.
Yeah, okay. A bit of, not quite there yet, Rupert, but never mind.
Yeah.
So which American company is placed 11th with 131 million followers? Is it National Geographic or is it Warner Brothers?
Wow. I was expecting somebody else.
Yeah.
Is that a bit... I was expecting something like McDonald's or...
I can't really see McDonald's that high up. In all honesty, there's a few sort of sports brands and stuff that are high up on the list. But
let's go this day and age. Warner Brothers.
You'll be wrong. It is actually surprisingly. I don't quite know why, but National Geographic is on there. I'm sort of assuming they put really nice pictures on of sort of the world and of certain interesting places. So maybe they get some really decent, high quality photos of quite interesting things that maybe get some.
How are Good Housekeeping doing?
I don't know, but apparently there's someone who will clean for you naked. So that's all they're bothered about at the moment.
I can't find my latest copy of Good House Cleaning because my flat's a complete mess. I can't find it anywhere.
Tidy up, yeah. So which comedian has the most followers? Is it Kevin Hart or James Corden?
Okay.
Do you know who Kevin Hart is, by the way?
I do.
Yep. Because when I tested this on someone yesterday...
James Corden, comedian.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, he's funny, but he's not... I wouldn't say I'm describing him as a comedian. I'm describing him as a comedy performer.
Well, yeah, he's quite a... He's very popular on American TV with the Late Show, isn't he? So,
yeah.
Do you do an opening monologue, presumably?
Yeah. A comedian I always see is someone who stands up and does comedy rather than someone who presents TV shows or...
Unlike us two, just sit down.
Yeah. Well, we're not comedians.
No.
Well, sadly not. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, you'll be right. He's got a whopping 86 million followers. Puts him quite high up on the list. James Corden, only 5.6 million, so not quite there. So at the Super Bowl, do you know who the two main performers were during the halftime show?
Super Bowl,
yeah.
Yep. What did you say, sorry?
Who are the two main performers at the Super Bowl?
This year?
Oh,
I can't remember.
Can you not?
Was it Ariana Grande?
No, it was two inspirational women.
Oh, right.
Shakira and J-Lo.
Oh, right, okay.
Setting a great example to the future pole dancers out there with some of their gyrations and dancing on the programme. So, who do you think has got the biggest followers? Shakira or J-Lo?
I was going to say, I wonder what question we're going to be there. Okay. Shakira or J-Lo? Interesting. I think Shakira is probably slightly more from the generation of Instagrammers and tweeters than what J-Lo is. J-Lo being probably a touch older than Shakira. Probably not too much more, but a touch older than Shakira.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I'm going to go Shakira.
I would say that is, having looked at some of the things on here about who's followed in the kind of the Instagram generation, that logic is absolutely fantastic, but unfortunately you're wrong. Some of them...
She's still got it. Yeah. She's still Jenny from the block.
Jenny from the block with 150 million followers.
Don't be fooled by the followers she's got.
Yeah. and Shakira, she's got 65 million followers.
Well,
if she wants to double the amount of followers, she'd change the name to Shakira.
She could do, yeah. Yeah.
So this week we've got to mention
Instagram hits don't lie.
Yeah. We don't like to mention him, but Donald Trump.
Oh, there we go.
Did you see him yesterday in India?
No.
Now, I'm a big cricket fan, and he was in India, and he said, I'm here in India, where you have such fine cricketers like Sachin Tendulkar and Virat Kohli, which is a reference to Indian cricket players Sachin Tendulkar and Virat Kohli. So, which of the two poster boys of Indian cricket do you think has got the more followers?
Can you just say Donald Trump again, please?
Donald Trump.
That's a trumpet.
Right. Okay.
Is
that a fan of Donald Trump, the trumpets?
Well, I just thought we needed some sort of Trump sound effects, and we'd never kind of got one sorted. But trumpet's the closest I've got. Okay. So should we do that every time we mention Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. So So who was that again? Sorry.
I'm not gonna fall for that.
What?
It was the president of America.
Who?
Who I was talking about?
Donald Trump. Okay, fair enough.
Resorting to saying it yourself. So, yes, the president of America, the person who succeeded Barack Obama,
yep.
He talked about Sachin Tendulkar and Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
So which one do you think has got the higher amount of Instagram followers, Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli?
I know neither of them, so I'm going to have to just go with the second one.
Virat Kohli, you'll be correct.
There we go. Go back to guessing; it never fails.
Yeah,
like sometimes does.
50% chance. Yeah. Obviously, that's what Donald Trump's been doing, talking about Indian cricket players and getting the names wrong. I think tomorrow he's going to Pakistan and he's going to say that his favourite player is...
You just...
Not over the jokes, man. Not over the jokes. Oh,
you said it, though.
Me.
You said it.
But you're too late. Oh. So, yeah.
Start again.
So, this particular president of America is off to Pakistan tomorrow, where he's going to say that his favourite player is Fakir Zaman. Well-known Pakistan cricket player. Thank you. Terrible. So which has got the most amount of followers out of this former relationship? Is it just not me and you, I hasten to ask?
Okay.
Is it Justin Bieber or Selena Gomez?
Justin Bieber.
You'd be wrong.
No.
Yeah.
I think she's kind of overtook him the last few years, hasn't she? Because her career seems to have gone quite well, and he's kind of gone a bit quiet, hasn't he?
Well, he's got 128 million followers. So he's not doing that badly.
Yeah.
Selena Gomez 169 million followers. I think she's like in the top 5, something like that. Same again. Another relationship. Who's got the most followers? Rihanna or Chris Brown?
Well, so who's got the most hits on Instagram?
Yep.
Sorry. It's Rihanna.
Rihanna. Quite right. Yes.
2 right as well.
Yeah. She's got 80 million followers. Chris Brown has got 61 million followers. So Rihanna's beating Chris Brown, which makes a nice role reversal for a change.
That's a lot of followers. It's not like she's the only girl in the world, is it? You know what I mean?
It is, but as I say, how is Chris Brown still famous?
Can you just remind me how many followers she got on the replay?
She got 80 million, but I was just trying to make a point about domestic violence But yeah, if that's all right.
Yep, of course.
No, I was just going to say, how has he got 61 million followers? Bear in mind, he beat up his girlfriend.
Exactly.
And people still think it's acceptable for him to be sort of a role model for young people, and to buy his music, and for him still to be famous.
Yeah,
is a mystery.
Well, when you've got a president who's you know.
But let's not mention his name though.
Why not?
I'm not falling for it. So again, another relationship. Who's got the most followers, Shawn Mendes or Camila Cabello?
Okay, and I think I know Camila Cabello, as in she was in a band.
She was in a band called Fifth Harmony,
and she's not in it anymore. But now she's doing pretty well solo.
Yeah.
And Shawn Mendes, I know he's on songs, but that's all I know. I don't really know what he looks like. I won't know him if he walked past me in the street.
I think the chances of him walking past you in the street are fairly unlikely.
What, you're in chap?
Well, you never know.
Let's go Camila Cabello.
I would have said Camila Cabello, and I'd have been wrong as well. It is Shawn Mendes. I think they duetted together on Señorita.
Oh, right, okay.
It's alleged that maybe they're not actually in a couple and they're both using it for their mutual fame. I think Shawn Mendes says...
I love it when you call me Señorita.
I think Shawn Mendes says, I don't really care if that's what you think I'm going out with Camila Cabello.
Right. Yeah.
So he's probably fine with that, even if that is the case. I think his other songs, Treat You Better, Mercy, In My Blood, some of his songs. So that's who he is.
Did he not originally write that Treat You Better song for Chris Brown?
I've no idea.
No. Maybe he should have.
Yeah. And finally, last question. Which Far Eastern social media site is the 44th most followed Instagram page with 52 million followers? Is it TikTok or 9gag?
I've never heard of 9gag. So I'll have to go with TikTok. And again, I've still got no idea what TikTok is. So, is that TikTok?
It's not that.
No, okay.
Although it is about as interesting as that.
Okay.
Having been on it.
So I'm going to go TikTok. That's the only one I've heard of.
You're wrong, it's 9gag.
Oh. Do they tell good jokes, though?
That sounds like a German comedian's sort of what he would say. But no,
not comedian.
Yeah.
No jokes.
I've never heard of 9gag.
No.
And yes, the 44th most followed. Apparently, massive in Hong Kong.
Right, okay.
I think it's just another social media thing. Probably. Yeah. Have you actually used TikTok at all? Or seen it?
I've appeared on TikTok, apparently, as my alter ego, which we don't talk about on the podcast.
Yeah.
But anyway, I have appeared on it.
Okay. So there we go. That's the most followed Instagram accounts.
I really enjoyed that, and I might even follow some more Instagram accounts now as a result.
And get yourself on 9gag.
Yeah, and I'm going to try and take on some of those celebrities and get even more Instagram followers.
Go for it.
I don't even know what my name is. Jimbo Studios, something like that. Just we'll make a Waste of Web Space one though. We'll get round to it. So I thought I would do a bit of a... I mean, it links a bit nicely into yours, actually, because I wanted to do something, because, it's Pancake Day. So we both decided we wanted to do something today about useless tossers, didn't we?
Yep.
So I've decided to do a bit of a quiz, or a bit of a... you remember the sort of where you've got to try and name as many celebrities as you can in a minute who I'm trying to describe? Well, we're going to do that now, and these celebrities are celebrities who've had Twitter feuds with Piers Morgan, or not Twitter feuds, but any sort of general back and forwards with Piers Morgan, any sort of rows, any fallouts, anything like that. And there's a lot. But I've picked out 11 or 10 or 11 to see if you can get them all in only a couple of minutes. So how long do you think we should give you?
I think I'd probably do that in 3 minutes, I would have thought.
You think you can do 3 minutes?
Yeah, well, it depends. To be honest, I think the main skill is actually how well you can describe it. So let's go for 4 minutes.
Well, that's between us both then, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah. So how long are you going to go for?
Well, let's say 4 minutes, but I'll try and do it faster than that.
So the last time I tried timing something, I've accidentally left it on my phone.
All right, when was that?
It was 337 hours ago.
Okay. So
2 minutes and 49 minutes. Is that right?
Well, I've never timed something for that long, so I don't know.
Always stop your stopwatch, because that's what's just happened.
So that's
anyway.
24 hours in a day, so that must have been about 15 days ago, probably.
Yeah, can't remember what I was timing or why. But anyway, I finished whatever I was supposed to be timing. So anyway, okay. Now, obviously, Piers Morgan has had a lot of abuse on Twitter and various things.
Sorry, Piers.
Mainly because of his support
of himself.
Yeah, and for obviously support of, who he supports incredibly a lot.
Oh yes, sorry, of course. I'm not going to say his name.
Oh,
I'm doing it.
Oh, right,
go on, okay. Donald Trump.
Oh wait.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, thank you. Thanks for humouring me. Anyway, so can you get as many as you can in a minute? Okay, are we ready to go for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
A minute? I thought you said 4 minutes.
4 minutes then. Yeah. Fair enough. 4 minutes.
Give us a 4 minute warning.
4 minutes. Okay. So your time, and I'm not quite ready yet. Can you? I mean,
shall I do a bit of filling?
You can do if you want. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting ready.
Piers Morgan, eh? What about him? Terrible, isn't it? People forget. I mean, can you remember that I was implicated in the James Hipwell and Anil Boyrell City Slickers scandal? No one seems to remember that. It was alleged that he was involved in buying and selling shares.
Oh, right, okay.
And making a profit on it using insider trading
information. There's a few things that people
information.
forgot about with Piers Morgan, didn't there? But,
yeah, I mean, what about that time when he put on the fake picture on the front of the Daily Mirror of the troops who were allegedly abusing people in Iraq, but it wasn't actually true? Mm-hmm. Do you know what he said? He actually said what his excuse was, or why he thought that was acceptable. Because he said that even though it's not actually true and genuine abuse by British soldiers, if there was abuse going on, that's what it'd look like. Right, okay. Yeah, something made up? It looked like something made up. Well, I suppose factually it might actually be correct that if someone was abusing... If there was sort of a made-up thing of people abusing Iraqi prisoners, then yes, it would have looked like that. But I don't really think that was an acceptable reason to tarnish the name of British soldiers who were given their life to defend our country. So here we go then. Do you know Piers Morgan also is implicated in phone hacking during his time at the Mirror and also possibly at the News of the World as well? Yeah. I would say the word allegedly, even though he did kind of admit it in his own autobiography about how he did it, but yeah. Let's carry on anyway. Yeah, let's carry on. So, are you glad I filled in? Yeah, I'm glad he filled in because it's kind of give us a bit more background on Piers Morgan and why everybody loves him so much. Yeah. So, are we ready then? So, your 4 minutes starts now. You need to name as many of these people as you can who I'm going to try and describe to you. Okay. Who have had Twitter rows or general feuds in general, not just over Twitter, with Piers Morgan. Your time starts now. First of all then, she is an author. She wrote a famous book series. Many of the characters or actors you have mentioned in your previous Instagram. J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling's correct. Well done. Next then, she, I believe, is a singer, radio presenter, had recent arguments with Piers Morgan, quite often because due to her announcing what her sexuality is. Is it, she used to be on Radio 1, is it Jamila Jamil? Jamila Jamil, yes. Yeah. So I kind of got mixed up with the singer Jamila, which is a completely different person. That's completely different. And by the way, just when you're sort of describing people who've had arguments with Piers Morgan, if you say she's recently had an argument with Piers Morgan, that doesn't help me.
Well, she called him at some point. I'm
meant to be getting the next one. Come on.
No, I want you to tell you what. She called him at some point over the past year. She described Piers Morgan as a diseased, crusted anal fluff, which I quite like. Not diseased, crusted anal fluff. I like the fact he was called it.
Yeah.
But anyway, next then. This is somebody who is known for their very silly walks.
John Cleese.
Well done, yeah. So John Cleese said that Morgan's only talent was self-promotion. We mentioned that earlier on, didn't we? Next then, this person, Piers Morgan, called him a goal hanger.
Well, that would be promotion. I think it's probably Gary Lineker, but hasn't he got a television production company called Goalhanger Films?
I think
so. It's Piers Morgan's talent is not only self-promotion; it's promoting Gary Lineker as well.
Lineker's response was better to be a goal hanger than a phone hacker.
All right, okay. Yeah.
Next then, also mentioned in your previous Instagram references to accounts, is no longer the most followed of her clan.
Kim Kardashian.
Well done.
Yep.
Next then, this person is arguably as controversial as Piers Morgan. This person tweeted, did a poorly timed joke following the news about the missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370. He was on a plane and he took a picture of the sort of oxygen mask dropped out of a plane. And Piers Morgan said, "This is disgusting." And this particular person, who is well known for being controversial and punching television directors or producers, said...
Jeremy Clarkson?
Yep. Jeremy Clarkson's reply was, "If you don't shut up, I shall start to reveal details of your past life that would make you very unhappy."
Didn't they once have a fight at television awards, Piers Morgan and Jeremy Clarkson?
Did they?
I think Jeremy Clarkson broke his hand because he punched Piers Morgan so hard.
What happened to Piers Morgan?
Don't care.
Next. So this particular lady got very annoyed when on Good Morning Britain, Piers Morgan described her as a wag. She said, "I'm not just a wag, I'm also a wife and a mum." So she's just rebranded herself as a wham. Which is...
Colleen Rooney?
No.
Rebecca Vardy?
Well done.
Is it?
It is...
Rebecca Vardy.
Rebecca Vardy, there you go. Next then, Piers Morgan's lucky he didn't get punched by this particular person.
Tyson Fury,
who might have laughed quite a lot afterwards.
Oh, Frank Bruno.
Frank Bruno, yes, well done. During an interview after Muhammad Ali had died, Morgan asked him if he would have took him on in a fight. Frank. I think he was sort of, to be fair to Piers Morgan, he was sort of asking like, "Do you think you could have matched him in the ring?" sort of thing. And Frank Bruno was a bit, well, he's just died. I think that's a bit disrespectful and so on. Anyway, next then, this particular lady was born this way. So she's going to stand up for anything she's...
Lady Gaga.
Well done, yeah, correct. Next then, you 5 seconds left. It's my fault, I know.
Well, let's keep going if there's only a few more left.
Okay. Next then, this is a Scottish actor. Appeared in Star Wars, Trainspotting.
Ewan McGregor.
Well done. Refused to go on this morning after Morgan's comments about Women's March. And the final one, also mentioned in your Instagram quiz, another of the Harry Potter characters. Really got more followers than Adele, as I found out today.
Emma Watson.
Well done, congratulations. There you go, you got them all, and in 4 minutes 25 seconds.
Okay,
and I think you would have done it easily if it weren't for my extra bits of information that I gave you. So.
Well, additional information to people, which I'm sure everyone has enjoyed and appreciated.
There you go. So that was a little bit of a feature about on Pancake Day about useless tosser Piers Morgan.
Thank you, Piers,
and all of his feuds that he's had.
Yeah. What a service it is to the nation that he provides.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, being that much of a tosser. It really is. I suppose every now and again he does actually have a reasonable point, but it's very few and far between.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't argue with him, because he loves that.
Yeah, that's what he wants. If people just ignored him and everyone had like a block Piers Morgan day on the internet or something and just purposely did that, then the world would be a better place, I think, long term. But anyway, thank you very much for listening to us and for watching us, those that have been viewing us as well.
Thank you very much,
I think it's been a great episode. Enjoy your pancakes. You're probably already eating them by now because you'll be listening or watching this the day after Pancake Day, or maybe in a few years' time, because you just...
It's on the internet. Stays there forever.
Yeah, you found us later on and thought, why weren't I listening to these at the time? You know, Fisher could be dead. I could be in prison.
Yeah.
Who knows?
At which point you might end up dead.
Yeah, I could be in prison for killing him.
Yeah, but there we go. Well, that's the end of today's podcast, and possibly the last one we're ever going to do. But obviously, feel free to get in touch with us. You can follow us on Twitter. We might set up an Instagram account, but we don't quite know. We'll put our stuff on Facebook. Every now and again, we try and do funny tweets as well.
We do. Often they're about things that the American president...
Donald Trump. Yeah.
Has said, but yeah, anyway.
On that note, thank you very much. See you next time. Bye-bye.